Hello everyone, welcome back to Life Planning Podcast. I am Alafisoye Ige. I want to sincerely appreciate you again for joining me on this series, Living Victoriously Through Difficult Times. I hope you've listened to the last episode, which is my first episode, where I talked about mindset shift. In this particular episode, I will be talking about navigating pitfalls and detours. In your journey to victory, in your journey to success, you are going to experience pitfalls. The journey is not smooth. So you will be experiencing some detours, some curved path. So how do you navigate yourself? How do you comport yourself? How do you compose yourself in seasons like this? I hope you're ready to listen to this. So, okay, let's go into it. Now, the first thing you need to understand, and you need to understand this carefully, is that you would definitely encounter pitfalls in your journey to success. And this should not be a shocking news to you. This should not be something that should take you unaware. You should be ready for pitfalls and detours, because the journey through life is not a straight journey. But one question you should ask yourself, and one question you should prepare yourself for, is that how do you navigate? How do you walk? How do you pass through these pitfalls? How do you pass through these trying times without spoiling your composition? All right? Without spoiling your belief. And there are several methods, there are several means by which you can achieve this. And I'm going to share with you just 4 in this particular episode, right? Okay, let's go into it. Now, the first thing that I believe you should do is you should avoid negative coping mechanism. Listen, I've shared before on this particular podcast where I talked about coping mechanism, because it's important for you to have a way to solve certain problems. And you see, the unfortunate side of life is that when you don't have a pattern of solving a problem, should I call it pattern now, or I should call it a way, a method? If you don't have a method of managing anger, for example, you are quick to resolve into a method you've seen before. For example, you are quick to resolve to a method you've seen your parents doing, you've seen your siblings doing, you've seen your classmates, doing. So one thing you need to do during difficult times, or one thing you need to do whenever you are at a phase of a pitfall, or whenever you experience a detour, is for you to avoid negative coping mechanism. You should avoid, for example, negative self-talk. You should avoid doing negative things that will later on spoil your composition or spoil your identity. Now, each and every one of us, we know those negative things that we get ourselves involved in whenever we are experiencing bad things, whenever we are experiencing pitfalls. Some of us will try as much as possible to hide in our shell instead of us seeking for help. You want to be the Alpha and Omega of your problem. You want to be the only one managing your problem. You want to manage your problem. You just want to be on yourself. And that is not the best way to solve your problem. So there are several negative coping mechanisms a lot of people resort to. Now, for example, some resort into substance abuse, turning into drugs and alcohol to numb a pain or escape from a reality temporarily. Listen to me, you need to avoid these things, because you from your experience in involving in diets like that, you must have observed that the result it gives is only temporal. Avoid avoidance. Can you imagine that? Ignoring the problem or avoiding situations that trigger stress or discomfort. Listen to me. This is very, very important. You need to properly know that when there is a problem, you need to find a solution, not avoiding it. Because a maths assignment you refuse to solve because you feel like you don't know it, avoiding it will not eventually solve it. Of course, one of the things people used to say is that, okay, we want to step back and maybe recess or rethink about it. Now, that's fine. But you sweeping a matter under a carpet or avoiding a matter generally is a negative coping mechanism that a lot of people are involved in. Another one is isolation, withdrawing from social support networks and isolating oneself from friends and families. Some people involved in self-harm, engaging in self-destructive behaviors. Many people involved in cutting themselves or others, injuring other people. There are several negative coping mechanisms that a lot of people involved in. But instead of doing negative coping mechanism, you can switch to the positive ones. What are positive coping mechanisms that you can involve in? You can seek for support. Listen, during difficult time, have a network of supportive people. So seek for support, whether from your friends, from your family member, or support group. Involve in problem solving. Listen, identify the source of the problem. Ensure you identify the source of the problem and actively work towards finding a solution. Whenever you are facing a problem, be a little bit analytic about it. Don't just be emotional. Don't just feel sorry. Of course, everything should be a mixture of, all these components. But try as much as possible, find what is the source of the problem and what are the solutions I can provide to them. Another one is healthy distraction. Engage in activities that provides enjoyment and relaxation. Maybe, engaging in your exercise just to help mental stress. Another one could be mindfulness and meditation, maybe positive reaffirmation. Another thing that you should not do for you to properly navigate pitfalls and detours: comparison trap. Listen. The Bible said that they that compare themselves with themselves are not wise. We all walk at different pace in life. There is an axiom that says 20 friends cannot work together for 20 years. So ensure you avoid comparison trap. Don't compare yourself with another person. No, don't compare yourself with another person. Another thing you should avoid is victim mentality. Listen to me. Ensure that you are not a victim of anybody's decision. And this is a mentality issue. Listen to me. Listen to this. Your current position, depending on your age, may be as a result of your parents' decision. But your future is as a result of your own decision. So don't be a victim of someone's mistake, of someone's decision. So avoid victim mentality. Yes, the government has increased the fuel price. This thing has affected this. This one has affected this. Yes, that may be true, but don't be the victim in this case. Instead, create your own story. Yes, create your own story. These are ways at which you can live victoriously. Don't be a victim. Effectively train yourself that irrespective of the decision someone takes and the decision affects me. For example, if you are laid off in your place of job, don't play the victim there. It is not my fault. Come on, don't play the victim. Don't play the victim. Train yourself. Take up responsibility. You don't have to feel among. Don't give your energy to the negative experience. And you see, a lot of time we are quick to major on the negative side of things. We are quick to amplify and emphasize when someone is not doing right than when the person has done right thing. So avoid negative experiences. Avoid majoring on, the negative side of things. Now, listen to me. You can go ahead and do a proper study on these 4 points I've mentioned, right? Avoid negative coping mechanism, avoid comparison trap, avoid victim mentality, and avoid negativity bias. Listen, this will help you to live victoriously through difficult time. I hope to see you in the next episode where I will be talking about spirituality and faith. Do well to share this episode with someone you love and they will definitely appreciate you for it. Gracias.